Okay, so I definitely have things I need to finish doing before I go to work, but I'm not gonna lie, like this little. Some of my favorite things about Bagley Inn is that I like things they brought, not like not just their presents, but they brought things that I need, or that I wanted, that I stuff I wanted to get rid of, so no, I don't have to. Like I need to get rid of it, I need to get new, but they brought that new. They got that new, and I got good. Anyway, so I'm trying not to be too loud because they're sleeping, but from I think it's Sun and Soul Tarot, and it's the Soulless deck, and it's an Oracle deck, because I was like trying to read. I like Oracle decks because when I first started learning tarot and trying to understand what everything meant, it was overwhelming and confusing for me. So I kind of started with Oracle decks just because what it means is right there, and what's going to resonate is either going to pop out somehow, or it's going to resonate in your body, or I'm gonna be like, yeah, that kind of hits with what I've been thinking about, whatever. So anyway, I was shuffling, and thinking about, I remember what I was thinking about. I think I was thinking about severing, because I set an intention to sever some cords, right, from some long relationships, because those cords were kind of reinforcing some worry, some doubt, some lack of trust, not only in myself but in my spirit team and God, and even in just how I communicate with my spirit team. And honestly, I feel like anybody or anything that is capable of causing you to doubt your spirituality or your relationship with spirit, you might need to like evaluate those relationships, right? Just because maybe that's what's holding you back from your blessing. And I was just watching a video on YouTube by Natija, and I watch Natija all the time, but this video was like from a year ago. So it was funny because it like resonated, because time is whatever, it's not real. Energy is energy. And she was saying it like, you're not ready. You're not ready for the success you desire. You're not ready. And sometimes I think that, not even sometimes, in this case, I know that some of my not ready is because there's a part of me that is still trying to be accepted by my family, or still trying to force people to understand and to prove, like, yo, I'm not evil. Like, I'm not crazy. I know what I'm talking about. Like, if I spaz out or wild out, it's not random. It's justified. Like, I've asked things a nice way. Like, people are just fucking with me doing shit. But I don't owe anybody that explanation. Like, and that's one thing my partner, love them bad, love them down, like locked in. That's one thing that they're always like, but baby, you're the only one who knows everything that this person has done, or everything that's gone on behind the scenes, or all the sneak diss and bullshit that's been going on. So all that to say, these two cards definitely stood out today, and especially freedom, because one thing for me is that I don't like feeling controlled. I don't like feeling trapped. I don't like any of that. And because of the CPTSD that I have endured, and how it's forged my neurons, I gotta make sure, I gotta go meet somebody. Because of how it's forged the pathways in my brain, I have some unlearning to do. And one of those, this card was freedom, and one thing I'm trying to do, like, break free. Why do I always feel stressed? Why do I feel sick? Why do I feel worried? And so now that I've kind of, I set in a candle with those intentions, and I journaled about it, and I've kind of like just started moving differently in my own way, and I've been feeling lighter and lighter, and it's only been like 24 hours. But freedom says to be truly free, just be who you are, unapologetically under the wild star. Live in the wild air, let your spirit soar, drink from the sea of life forevermore. March to the beat of your own song in this world where you belong. And then solitude says, let me stay in this place where my soul finds its pace. In solitude's embrace, I find my grace. And honestly, I think these are so important, because so often we're seeking so much outside validation that we forget that it's important to be ourselves, and that there's so much power in just being yourself, because that's where freedom comes. Freedom comes from saying, I'm gonna be me, and whatever the consequences are, I'm okay with that, because I deserve to be me. Like, I would rather be me, and whatever those consequences are, be okay with those consequences, because I would still have peace. And it's funny because, not funny, haha, but ironic, because my Lee, my mother's husband, and like the sperm donor, whatever you want to call him right now, I will not refer to him as that because he doesn't deserve that respect. But Lee said do you ever feel like you're always running from things? Like you're always running away, you're always running away. And this was in response to probably me setting a boundary, honestly. And he said something about running away. And I said, and he was like, how are you ever going to find peace? I said, well, I have peace. And the reason I put up these boundaries or walk away from specific things is because they're disturbing my peace. And when I communicate my needs or communicate why they seem to disturbing my peace, people don't change their actions. So I'm gonna walk away because clearly I'm not one of their. And also, in my opinion, that's spirit telling me this place is not for you. If somewhere I'm at is negatively impacting my mental health, my sleep, how I feel in my body, and I bring that and I try to address that, and it's not addressed or adjustments aren't made, then I'm not staying there. This is my life. My loyalty is to myself. And also, if I don't listen to my intuition or you don't follow that, if you don't sit in solitude and you don't find your pace and sit in your own values and your own inner truth, then you're just going to kind of be going with the wind and you're never really going to feel grounded and stable. And I honestly feel like that's the root of so much mental discomfort and mental distress. Because we, as a society and sometimes as parents, I had boomer parents because my parents are old and I'm one of 12 and I'm the baby girl. But my parents were in their 40s when I was born. Like, they were kind of, things were different then than they are now. But all this to say, there's power in being yourself. Please take time to be yourself and find ways to connect with your spirit, guys. It doesn't have to be cards. It can just be prayer. It can be meditation. It can be trusting. It can be music. I love putting like on shuffle or on Spotify, the DJ, and whatever just starts playing. I'm like, oh, that's a vibe. Like this, and that's what spirit wanted me to hear for today. Because sometimes that's all I have is my time in the car by myself, right? Having 2 kids, 4 cats, a partner, jobs, like sometimes all you have is that time by yourself or a few minutes here or there, and only you and your spirit team know the best way for you to communicate. And it doesn't have to be hours on hours of just being, and I think that's what we think when we think of meditative focus. But honestly, for me, one of the most meditative things that I do is go to the gym. It's workout, it's move my body, because not only am I moving my vessel, I'm moving energy, and it's going to create clarity. And if we're doing things with both sides of the body, I'm a nerd. This is supposed to be a therapist tip. Honestly, it's not even a therapist thing. It's since the beginning of time. But if you're moving both sides of your body, then you're more likely. Oreo. Come here. Come here, mama. If you're moving both sides of your body, it helps with regulation and also with allowing your emotional, logical sides of your brain, girl, to communicate with each other. Hold on, I don't want to drop you. There you go. So yeah, that's my message for today. I don't even know, I just like kind of came to do this, so I don't know how often these are gonna happen, but that's my message for today. Girl, that is my ass. Hold on. We're gonna figure this out together. There you go. You can say hi. But like, this isn't a very thick. I'm not gonna drop you. You see, this is probably how y'all be with spirit. Like, no, go away, wait, no, come back. Like, wasn't I just holding you and loving on you, and then you wanted to get down, and now you back? Wasn't I just giving you what you wanted, but then you got down because you thought something better was coming, and you said, no, wait, come back, but you were still scared, or you tried to go back? Yeah, and now you calmer. Trust spirit, trust your intuition, and stop trying to make everything logical. Trust your gifts, trust your guts. You can't be mad because it's your decision. Like, consequences are consequences regardless. Nothing's gonna be perfect, right? Is you gonna fall asleep? You like how I sound when I be talking? Oh, you want me to stop? Say bye. Say bye-bye.